we got into a while back.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna bring up that right now.
Nah, we
We gonna
not.
bring that up.
We
We
gonna
ain't gonna
go.
we gonna stay.
Yeah, we gonna go to break, and then we gonna come back and talk about how the NBA organization is smarter than every other sports organization in the industry of sports right now. We'll be
Let's
right
go.
back. Mac and Free. Welcome back, Mac and Free, but our names are not important. Now we got lost in a basketball conversation. So we're gonna stay lost in it because the NBA has started it's got play in game to see who plays against the Lakers. But one thing that we've noticed, Free, is how much smarter the NBA has played this in a COVID world. They've been down in a bubble with no positive COVID tests emerging from said bubble. Now, we know baseball is the least contact sport that we have outside of like water polo. But
Pool.
I mean, really, yeah, exactly. And we now have this conversation is going on about how well they're playing the smart, and the NBA is doing more. They're actually a case study for how you combat COVID, which I'll go into later. But how is the NBA getting this so right, and everybody else seems to not have a clue? Why is that?
Well, I think number one, they are doing the one thing that nobody else has planned to do, and they're trying to keep everyone concentrated in the same area where it's monitoring.
Hold on,
And there's not a lot
hold
of
on,
time.
start over. Say that again. Say that one more time. I want to make sure the people in the back heard you. They did what you did. They did what now?
They decided to set up a situation where there's monitoring and they can
No,
keep
right before that,
everything in
you said something about them being in a concentrated area.
a concentrated area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk to
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right. I
So
want
they're in a
everybody to know. Okay, go
concentrated,
ahead.
yeah, they're in a concentrated area where they're just in this bubble with one another, not a lot of contact with the outside world, and they can be monitored safely with protocols in place for testing and not allowing a lot of contact with the outside world. And I think that's what some are missing out on because we see the cases with baseball that have flared up with several organizations. Um, it's just like if you're not going to put measures to just prevent uh, these athletes from being in contact with the outside world, so to speak, quote unquote, you're going to run a high risk of bringing this virus into those playing areas, no matter what you do. But the NBA just did it right. They said, "No, we're going to keep you here in this bubble, uh, and we're going to make sure that we take the best safety measures." So
I mean,
and
that's
it's
just,
and it's speaking for itself. It's speaking for itself.
and here's the thing, people. What the NBA doing as a case study is showing you exactly how you should have how we should have been living our lives from March till now, because we would be having less positive COVID-19 cases if we had done that. All the NBA has done, I think this is what's important, and I didn't mean to hijack the NBA to talk COVID today. That's not what I wanted to do. But I can't help it because I just like we talked about this in the pre-production meeting. There was no plan to go down the road I'm going down, but it just hit me, so I have to go there. The NBA is a case study for what the CDC was saying we should have been doing. That's it. They're not doing anything special. Like that's what I just realized. They are literally, and I'm looking at it. they are doing nothing more than following CDC instructions. Like their entire caseload of what they decided to do is built around the CDC instructions. They're not doing anything else, Free. They didn't take any additional measures. They are literally following the CDC instructions step by step. And as a result, they have a whole league of players in a hotbed, by the way. Mind you, Florida has the highest case, well, the second highest case rate in the country of COVID-19 positive cases. Florida does. They're in the middle of that, and not one case has come out of the NBA because they followed CDC instructions and regulations down there. That's it. They built their whole moniker on that. So, if you're wondering why states are continuing to roll back, it's because y'all didn't. And I'm saying y'all because I'm not a part of that. Like, I saw a couple people that I know and love, and I saw that they weren't following it, and I said, this is going to be the last time I see y'all until this is over. Because we have to follow it. And the NBA is able to get through their season. I guarantee you there won't be any college football this year. I doubt very seriously we'll get through a full NFL season. Nobody's listening. Like you, and again, this wasn't the. I had to because I looked this up. Honestly, I looked most of this up right before we started talking about it, which is the reason why it kind of shifted me to go towards the whole. Well, what they're doing is following the CDC angle because they're not doing anything special. Free like it just bothers me that we have case studies that says, hey, look, if you just do this, we can get it to go away, and honestly, we'll be able to survive a second wave of it as well. And then you have people going, no, this is America, and then you take your dumb ass outside and hang out and throw cookouts and all this foolishness, and then suddenly here we are in August, where, and I told you then when you had that it was a black nurse that came on. It was like, yeah, you know, this virus, people, they say too much about this virus. The virus dies in 85-degree weather. Last I checked, it's been 90 ever since June. And guess what? We still here with the cases going up. And I said it back in April when she posted that video. It's too early to start making those type of claims because we don't know what we're dealing with. And the summertime is when the cases got the highest, for the record. So for the people who don't know, I'm sick of yelling at y'all because I'm supposed to take this tone during my SAYD segment, which I have not done. But go ahead, Free. I'm sick of yelling. I'm sick of yelling at the people.
I'm not. I'm mad at that accent. This is America. I don't like that accent.
This is America, because that's who.
I just want to say the views and accents expressed on this show are that of the people which choose to do. But no, honestly,
if the shoe fits on this one, if the shoe fits, I don't care how y'all feel. Go ahead, Free.
Yeah, this is a model to those who still refute. Because whether you believe it's conspiracy or it's political or it's not what it is, we do know that people are suffering. I've known people personally who have had it, gotten through it. I know people that have died from it. I know people that are dealing with it as we speak. So however you view it, there is still a need to take whatever precautions we can to best move past it. Because regardless of what you believe, our country is still not what it was in before March.
Exactly.
Because of the threat of this virus. So if you truly want to get back to where we were, which may never happen, we don't know, but at least you could take part in saying, well, hey, if I just do the least of these, you know, it is helping. And I think as long as we continue to politicize it and not think about the lives it impacts, we'll be in this situation even longer than we expect.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. And that's
Yeah.
unfortunate because honestly, like I got up this morning free. I posted about it on my little social media page this morning. I did 30 minutes outside this morning. Like I felt like I want to say I felt like I was going to die because when you're working out and you're doing high intensity workouts, it's a little rough. But that's the way it's supposed to be.
Hold on. Were you really high intense?
No, I was. Now I will admit this. So I did what's called my high intensity leg workout where I'll go 2 minutes, but I'll rest for a minute and a half because I need that right now. So I'll go 2 straight minutes, rest a minute and a half.
Is it really high intense, or is it? I'm just trying to do the best I can.
It was both.
Yeah.
It was both. It was both. It was high intense during that 2 minutes, and then that minute and a half, I was resting. Like, man, I'm just trying to do the best I can to survive. Because normally, what I'm supposed to be doing in that minute and a half is jumping rope. And I'm telling you, it was high intensity for the 2. And for that minute and a half, I was like, man, bump that rope. I ain't touching that rope right now. Let me catch my breath. But no, but I did it because the best way for us to combat the virus, number one, is to get as healthy as we possibly can. And that's also something that's in it because, again, the elder people are the ones who are the least healthy, and that doesn't have to do with anything about lifestyle changes as much as it does about age and attrition that gets to their health. Like your body just breaks down at certain ages, so it's taking them out a lot longer. But there are younger people who are susceptible to dying because they're not in the best health. And they're dealing with different ailments because they haven't kept themselves in the best health. So we have to do stuff to get healthier by. I mean, in the NFL and the NBA and all these sports, they're full of healthy people. Don't get me wrong, but in football, last I checked, linemen can be anywhere from 280 to 350, and that's not always good for a lineman. And you see, and notice that I'm calling out the linemen because you see a lot of linemen when they retire from the NFL, they lose weight because you know what I mean? They can't carry that kind of weight on them anymore. So in order to stay healthy, so we have to keep that in mind as to why the NBA is doing so well with this. And let's all just do better, man, because I mean, I'm a coach. I definitely do not want. I had every single plan in the world to come back this season and contend for another title, even though we won last year. So let me give a round of applause to us. Sorry, that wasn't a round of applause. There's the round of applause. Let me give us a round of applause. Excelsior Classical Academy Flying Lions. We are the incumbent champions coming into the season, and our organization is looking to protect the championship. So we still want to do that, but it's difficult for us to do if people are still going out and hanging out and pretending like this virus doesn't exist, because the numbers are going to continue to grow. And guess where they're not growing? In the NBA. It's a contact sport, and they have to be very close to each other, and it can only be played indoors. So the whole it's better if you're outdoors thing. No, they've got a leg up on everybody, and the reason why they've got a leg up is because they've decided we're going to follow the CDC regulations. That's it. Nothing else. So we're going to go to break one more again. And when we come back, me and Free are going to explain what y'all conservatives are doing to get on our GD nerves. We can't stand it. But we'll be back after this. Mac and Free.